This will probably fail. So far, it's looking okay, though. I mean, I have HyperEdit installed. I could drop a quick save, HyperEdit this thing quickly to Gilly, put it into a global orbit, and then run the quick scan and make sure it works. I could even HyperEdit it up to min-miss, so we're not cheating on Gilly. It looks like my degrees were way off. I think 5 degrees was probably correct for this guy. Because, yeah, I mean, our apoapsis is redonkulously high. We could actually plan here. We've got a grand of delta V, give or take. That would look like that. If we go back in time, yeah, nothing other than perfectly flat is going to work here. So let's snap this to the apoapsis. We're going to have to wait until we are in space, which we are. Okay, we're going to decouple this manually. I'm going to aim at our maneuver node. It's 23 seconds, so we have to be about 12 seconds before that we hit the space bar. Seems to be a little off center. I thought all these parts were physicsless, but apparently I'm wrong about that. Stop going towards the maneuver node. I'm gonna... Okay. Yeah, our thrust to weight is so low that I don't think this is going to work. Okay, let's revert to vehicle assembly. We might actually be in trouble here because we've got to get about 200 meters per second or more out of this guy once we get the right launch. And that's just a ridiculously long burn. That's also, you know what? That's going to be a ridiculously long transfer burn too. So let's go ahead and do this right. We'll still keep this guy on the bottom here, but let's replace this with a more reasonable engine here and fuel tank. Probably don't need that much. And this guy. Okay, so get this guy in the thing here, then this guy, then this guy. That will transfer fuel back. And it's still got $6,000, which is more than enough. Yeah, let's do it. And then he'll just use fuel out of here. And we could actually do this too. Yeah, these guys all together. And this decoupler. There you go. And then let's go ahead and do this as well. And launch it. I don't know what the light looks like, but I'm going to bring up the ambient light just in case. And 3, 2, 1, launch. This might be too shallow of an angle. We'll find out. It's looking like it is going to be too shallow of an angle. We would probably make orbit this way, but I think we're going to start losing parts. I should probably also have atmospheric efficiency on here, because running a ship like this is definitely pushing atmospheric efficiency. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, let's revert the flight to vehicle assembly. Yeah, this is where I'd like that mod that lets you set the angle, because doing this in the editor is ridiculous. Okay, there's what we, let's see, is this what we had? This is what we had to start. So if we turn off angle snap, let's try that. Fireworks, yay! 3, 2, 1, launch. What you're seeing here is what I do when I'm not streaming, by the way. Is I love launching little dinky things and trying to get them into orbit without controlling them. Ideally only ever using the spacebar to disconnect stages. Okay, we're already looking better. We're at about a 45-degree angle when we're getting our apoapsis close to 20, which is generally what I like to do. As long as nothing explodes, we should be fine. And we are higher, and we were almost out of fuel when things exploded. So with any luck, that's me knocking on the wood of my desk. With any luck, we'll be good here. Oh, right there. Right frickin' there. Oh, wait, no. Revert to assembly. Okay, well, we have the fuel. At least a little bit of it. Part of me wants to bring a little bit more fuel. That would actually probably fix the problem, which is funny. Yeah, let's bring a little bit more fuel, which will both slow us down a little bit on launch and also give us more delta V to fix the fact that we're doing this inefficiently. Yeah, I won't do this with anything bigger than a probe. But for little probes like this, I've gotten fairly good at it. Current examples aside. Now, of course, because I have added mass to the top, we're probably going to tilt over more. So this will probably fail too. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because we're at 50 degrees, and we're not even at 10 kilometers yet. I mean, I could turn on the computer and tilt up a little bit. That might be enough to save us here. I doubt it, though, because, yeah. Maybe if I had done that at the start. We'll see what happens here. It's annoying that it's happening right as we get to, like, the last sliver of fuel. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to revert to launch, as opposed to reverting to lunch. And we're going to do this. We're actually going to turn the computer on. We're going to see if just that is enough. And it's not, so I'm gonna hold back on the thing. Just at the early stages here, this might be enough to do it. If it's not, then I'll revert back and do the actual angle thing. And I could always throw a fairing around this thing, but that seems like admitting defeat at this point. Okay, our angle is a little bit better. But I don't think we're going to survive. I think this is going to explode as well. If this does, I think I'm just going to throw a fairing on it and call it a failure. Yeah. Okay. You get a fairing. You get a fairing. You get a fairing. Every rocket gets a fairing. I think it's fair to require a fairing on this ship here. And I would love to put it somewhere where we can get rid of it. But I don't think that's reasonable. I think it has to go here. Although, do fairings stop crossfeed? Doesn't tell me. Let's try it. Let's try it. You never know until you try. Is that enough? Yes, it is. That's a nice looking fairing right there. Everything else, I think we're going to leave the same. Let's clamshell this thing up. Give it 4 sides just for the fun of it. Crank the ejection force up too, just for the fun of it. Fairing. Very good, Raffo. I like your punnage. And let's go. I could suck it up and also do a day launch, but I don't want to have to time warp. I believe the fairing will also give a little bit of lift. Although I might be wrong about that. We'll see. Yeah, it seems to be holding us at about 45, 40 degrees, which is perfectly fine. Now, I am going to wait until we're up to about 30 kilometers before I ditch the fairing and the solid rocket booster. I'm afraid of ditching the solid rocket booster before the fairing because it's... Oh my god, the fairing exploded? The fairing exploded, everybody. At about the same speed as the high-tech scanner antenna. I don't know what to say about that. I literally don't know what to say about that. Okay. Obviously, this is garbage. We'll fix this. We can rebuild this. Okay, let's get crazy here. Let's do what we did before. Let's just get this guy into space. Okay. So we've got this guy, then we've got this guy detaching with this, and then we've got all of this. Then we need to bring him back up so he's almost vertical. And we should probably add fins, although I don't think he's going to need fins because yeah, we'll be in space by the time he fires. Probably. Looks like we're at about a 3-degree angle. Let's see how that works. We should have enough fuel to, once we get into space, just brute force this thing. I hope. Okay, we are over 45-degree angle at 20. I think we're going to be fine. I'm also pulling back on the stick, or left on the stick, I should say, to keep him from aiming too high. Just don't blow up. That's all I care about. Okay, we should be fine now. We do not have an apoapsis above the atmosphere, though. So as soon as we get up to about, we'll say 40 kilometers, we're going to ditch this thing. We should probably turn the computer on. And then hit the next stage. I'm going to hit F5 here so we can change our mind. We do technically have control, just not very much. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay, let's ditch this now. You see what I did? I never put the thumper back on there, or the Terrier. I totally forgot the engine when I put the new fuel tank on. I suck at game. Okay, where are you? There you are. That'll add a little more weight. Yeah, we should be fine. Today we're landing on Gilly. That's what I said when I first sat down at my chair. Technically, we could still land on Gilly today. I just don't know if it's going to happen. What time is it? Eastern time zone. I can't see a clock from where I'm sitting. It's potentially a flaw in my recording setup. But I think it's like, what, 4-ish Eastern? So I technically have about 3 hours that I could do this. But I was kind of hoping to do other things today. Okay, we should have a good enough angle that we're not going to explode. Because I don't want to explode. Okay, I think we're going to hit F5 here. We'll try this at 30 and see what happens. Although our control was very, very poor. We almost did not have control. So I think I'm going to wait till we get to 40 again. It's 4:15? Okay, that seems reasonable. It seems about what I expect it to be. Okay, let's lock this thing on prograde. We're at 40. Then let's just cut it down to the horizon. Not too far down. Okay, and then ditch that. What's our thrust rate? Thrust rate's pretty good, actually. I think we'll get our apoapsis up to 100, and then cut it until we get into orbit here. And ideally this is, yeah, these aren't draining. Well, this one is, which is kind of weird, but. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn his pump on all the way. Although he is, okay, he did pump. Okay, so that's all we've used so far. When these engines cut out, I'm going to need to make some decisions, though. Okay. Apoapsis, we need to burn this many. Okay, it's a 51-second burn, which is a little excessive, but that's not too bad. Let's make it a nice 100 by 100. Aim at the maneuver node. We're landing on Gilly today. Dang it all. I don't care what you all say. We are landing on Gilly today. It has the antenna, right? Yes, the antenna's right there. I need more coffee, too. Although I'll have plenty of time to do that as we transfer to Eve. Okay, just watching my periapsis and apoapsis when they flip. There we go. Okay. Something like that. Looks a lot like my Kerbin, or my mothership's transfer to Eve. Let's go ahead and bring it down just up just a little bit. There we go. And then next orbit. Maybe 2 of them, 3 of them. 4 of them. Jed's not doing anything. Bam. Okay, that's good enough. This first maneuver node is going to be a 67-second burn, which isn't that bad. It's going to be... I almost want to change the way I do my pumps. But I kind of want... I want the Terrier... I can always redock with the mothership if we show up with no fuel. We've got $3 grand. $3 grand is far more than enough. Okay, let's aim at the maneuver node. I just realized another flaw with this ship. I put Werner engines on him as if I'm going to ever want to control him with RCS, but he has no way to back up to the station. So I'm going to have to burn him towards the station. I guess I could burn him towards the station, flip him around, and then use the Werners to make sure I'm going straight. I guess that's what I was planning. Let's assume I had a plan. I'm like the Cylons in the new... Well, new. I guess it's not new anymore. I'm like the Cylons in Battlestar Galactica from a decade ago. I keep saying I have a plan, but none of my actions actually imply that said plan is a thing. Okay, we're going to stop wasting fuel on vector losses here. I like how they block out the sun. Although maybe that's just a dot to show you where the sun is or something. But when you're far enough away, that actually blocks out the sun. It's kind of nice because that can be a problem in this. Okay, here we go. We're coming down. And did I go too far? It's kind of weird. I went too far. Somehow. Oh wait, no, I wanna actually go retrograde because I deleted my maneuver node. Let's get this up to there. Okay. Let's do this again. Focus view on Eve. Ideally, we want to come in so we can get Gilly. We want to come in so we're crossing Gilly's orbit at some point. 10 is way too much. 1 is way too much. 0.1 sends me away, so we actually want to go this way. And then we'll have to fix, you know what we'll have to do actually? We're probably going to have to fix our angle ahead of time. And we should probably do it here because it's going to be the cheapest. This is our ascending node, so we're going to want to burn south a couple hundred probably. Ascending node to 0.5. And when it flips, of course, you can't see it. Ascending node to 0.2. Did it seriously flip again? Nope, 0.1. It's just doesn't stay when you click it. There we go.